Wicked Bugs, the Louse that conquered Napoleon's army, and other diabolical insects. By Amy Stewart. Narrated by Colleen Marlowe. Copyright 2011 by Amy Stewart. This unabridged audiobook is published by arrangement with Algonquin Books, a division of Workman Publishing, and was produced in the year 2011 by Tantor Media Incorporated, which holds the copyright thereto. Introduction. Warning: we are seriously outnumbered. In 1909, the Chicago Daily Tribune ran an article titled, "If Bugs Were the Size of Men." It began with this ominous statement: "All the powers of destruction that were ever invented by man are puerile and absurd compared with those with which nature has invested insects." The reporter went on to ask what would happen if some mighty magician's wand should be waved over the world tomorrow and mankind be reduced to the size of insects, while these tiny creatures should reach the size of men. Chicagoans must have read with alarm of the calamities that would befall them if they were to trade places with bugs. The giant Hercules beetle was not just formidable, but immoral, with a taste for drinking and brawling. Bark beetles would mow down massive fortresses. Armies would be helpless against the artillery of the bombardier beetle, and spiders would destroy elephants. A man's only possible salvation would be that he was too insignificant to attack. Even lions would cower in fear against these new winged and multi-legged enemies. The reporter's intent was, undoubtedly, to make the point that insects are powerful in their own way, and to suggest that only their diminutive size keeps them from conquering the world. If only that were true. In fact, insects have changed the course of history. They have halted soldiers in their tracks. They have driven farmers off their land. They have devoured cities and forests, and inflicted pain, suffering, and death upon hundreds of millions. This is not to say that they don't do good as well. They pollinate the plants that feed us, and they are themselves food for creatures up and down the food chain. They do the vital work of decomposition, returning everything from fallen leaves to fallen heroes back to the earth. Any number of insects, from the blowfly to the blister beetle, have proven useful in medicine, and they prey on one another, keeping pests in check. We could not live without them. In fact, indiscriminate pesticide use and destruction of insect habitats is far more harmful than simply learning to live alongside them and to appreciate their finer qualities. But this is not a book celebrating their virtues. As with wicked plants, I have devoted myself exclusively to the dark side of the relationship between nature and humans. Some might say that people already harbor enough hatred of insects and need no further encouragement. And those of us who are staunchly on the side of bugs, sweeping them gently out of the house with a word of kindness, and refusing to allow chemical sprays into our gardens for fear of disturbing their dinner, might be disinclined to explore their criminal history. However, our affections can be as misleading as our phobias. The common garden spider on your windowsill deserves applause for her good deeds, but the blood-sucking assassin bug you encounter on a South American vacation should be given a wide berth. Learning to make such distinctions doesn't require an entomology degree. A little common sense and an open-minded curiosity is all you need. I hope that Wicked Bugs inspires both, and delivers a few spine-tingling thrills along the way. I am not a scientist or doctor. I'm a writer who is fascinated by the natural world. Within each chapter, I set out to tell a deliciously frightening story and to offer just enough information about the habits and lifestyles of each creature to make them easier to recognize. This is by no means a comprehensive field guide or a medical reference book. Please do not rely upon it to definitively identify a bug or diagnose an ailment. Of the thousands of species I could have included, I chose those that intrigued me the most. I use the word wicked rather broadly, encompassing the world's most painful insects, such as the bullet ant, which gets its name from the fact that its bite feels like a gunshot wound. Its most destructive insects, like the Formosan subterranean termite.